Hello and welcome to the Give Me a Hull Yeah podcast. We are here covering SmackDown for March the 10th, although it's March the 11th here in the UK. We've got we've got Kevin Owens potentially joining up with Sami Zayn tonight, guys. It's good. It's exciting. We're on the road to WrestleMania. There's some good stuff coming up. Let's get it on. Let's do that. What are we going to do? Who the intro is going to be? I don't know. Let's figure it out. Diggy, yeah.
This is Big E from the new day. Give me that Hull yeah. Give it to me. I need it.
Yeah, thank you, Big E. We have with us very special night, very special evening for the March the 10th SmackDown, a few weeks away from WrestleMania. We have Andy Spores in from Wrestling Royalty and Rush on Rock. He will be with us at WrestleMania as well. We're super excited. We'll give Andy his dues in a second when I plug him to the hills. But we also have my colleague Sam Smith here as well, joining me for SmackDown. It's a good day. It's a new day. Yes, it is. Guys, what are you looking forward to on SmackDown? There's some stuff to look forward to. I think there's a little, there's a little bit of Drew McIntyre, a little bit of Sheamus, a little bit of Karrion Kross, a little bit of LA Knight. Yeah. So it's looking good. It's looking good for SmackDown.
I think I just woke up my entire street with that. I certainly woke up my wife. Oh well, oops. She's gonna tell me off for that. Sorry, Dom. What was the question?
Right. Well, yeah, I don't even remember the question. But what I do know is that now we are starting SmackDown. We're on the forever bit of the intro to SmackDown kicking off. Let's go around the room as we figure out who is starting SmackDown, what's starting SmackDown. Andy, Sam, what are your hopes for tonight? Are you hoping for a big one? Are you hoping for a big one, as we would say in Yorkshire?
I was going to say I want to see the fallout now of the whole Sami Zayn being super kick thing. That's what I'm here for tonight. That alone.
Yeah. Okay, Andy, go on.
I'm looking forward to the. I don't know if it's an elimination match, but the 5-way match for.
Yeah. Let's see. I want desperately. I want LA Knight at WrestleMania, but probably what I think will happen, and probably what I think we should expect, is that ladder match, the traditional Intercontinental Championship ladder match that we've seen for many years. So that is going to be a huge thing, and of course, again, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, the Usos, big deal. I don't think we'll be seeing any Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley tonight, and I'm not exactly sad about that. I'm not the biggest fan of how this has played out. What else have we got on SmackDown tonight? We've got the Usos stuff. We've got Ronda Rousey and Shayna potentially challenging for the tag team championships at WrestleMania, guys. That's what's being rumored. Shayna and Ronda as women's tag team champions. Is that something you guys want to see?
Yeah, because I then want to see them lose it in an embarrassing fashion, implode, and we have the Shayna Ronda feud. That's what I want.
Okay. Andy, your thoughts on something like that?
I don't really understand logistically how they get there, because obviously the tag belts are currently with Lita and Becky. So it would be interesting to see how they kind of book that, because that match has already been confirmed as happening with them teaming up with Trish against Damage Control. So if they are to be involved in that tag team title match, then either someone's pulling double duty or someone's dropping the belts. Well, they'll have to drop the belts to someone, sorry. And unfortunately, if they're going to drop the belts, you've got to look at what other tag teams there are. Are they going to drop the belts to Natalya and Tegan Knox? I wouldn't be that interested in that as a WrestleMania match. Natalya and Tegan Knox versus two of the four horsewomen from UFC or MMA, whatever you want to kind of call them. That's not really a Mania match for me, because we've kind of seen it back and forward for the last few weeks. So I don't really understand how that goes down at Mania unless Becky and Lita pull double duty. And I used to be a massive Lita fan. I'm not sure I'm bothered about seeing Lita perform twice on the card, but
no, me neither.
Yeah, interesting points. Mark LFC with always with the scoops and the news. Says Ronda is injured. I heard, yeah, potentially. Absolutely, we've got Paul starting with Paul Heyman. Looks like it's raining wherever they are tonight. Paul Heyman raising the fingers to the sky as the bloodline is in full force. The Usos are together for the start of SmackDown, guys. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Let's come back if we can, Dom. I know we're seeing OJ. There's darkness there, though. He's conflicted, I think. I think he's conflicted. Anyway, we can talk more about that later. You mentioned Bray Wyatt before, Dom. I hope we do see some Bray tonight, because I think this Lashley thing desperately needs some build. Desperately needs something, anything. I kind of liked the Muscle Man dance thing when he was taking the mickey out of Lashley a little while ago. But I think it needs more than just a case of, I've chosen you for my WrestleMania opponent. Look at me dance pretending to be you. We need... I want to see some Uncle Howdy stuff in terms of Uncle Howdy breathing into his ear, or I want to see some kind of build to that and that factor into this. That's what I want to see anyway. But maybe we won't get anything tonight.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I'm not sure. From what I've heard from some of the insiders, people, there's reasons he's off TV, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if that comes to pass on screen, because obviously we're all just fans at the end of the day, and that is, of course, a live television show. So we may or may not see Bray and Uncle Howdy. So that's exciting. Is Roman Reigns fighting tonight? I very much doubt it. Dem, thank you for joining us on Facebook. We have 9 people in at the moment across YouTube, Facebook, and we're also live on Twitch. If anybody joins us there, we've got a bunch of comments. Of course, we'll do a little bit of a plug for WrestleSphere there. We got to get that in. Always good. Looks like Great Muta is going to go in the Hall of Fame. What a wonderful pick. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I don't know the guy. I know his wrestling work. Said some questionable things in his time, but certainly an interesting character. Hall of Fame, Great Muta. Let's go with we talked about this before, Andy. Your thoughts on Great Muta in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I don't think he's got. I don't know if he's got any kind of crossover with WWE, or if it's one of those ones where they kind of just put someone well respected within the wrestling industry. Certainly in the modern era, he doesn't have too much crossover. He did have on his retirement tour the match with Shinsuke, where WWE allowed Shinsuke to kind of go across to Japan and have that match. I believe Nakamura won as well, didn't he, in that?
He did, yes.
We haven't seen Nakamura since, I believe, as well on a WWE programming. So read into that if you will. Great Muta is very well respected in the wrestling industry. And I think it's actually nice and gives a bit more legitimacy to the Hall of Fame by having someone like that in there. It was the same with, I've completely forgotten his name, Japanese masked wrestler, wrestled once on NXT, Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh, yeah.
Went in and was more of a WCW guy, if I remember rightly. So they did have that one match on NXT with Tyler Breeze, but as I say, good for legitimacy. Be interesting to see in the future whether we get people that were in AEW go in the Hall of Fame if they're well respected. Kenny Omega might never wrestle in WWE, but would he ever go in the Hall of Fame for wrestling? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't think we can go on. I don't think we can say never to that WWE comment there, Andy, but that's a conversation for another time. Sam, you were going to say something there.
Yeah, so for me, WWE it isn't WWF fully, if that makes sense. Like, as far as I'm concerned, WWE has the heritage of WCW and WWF, and to some extent ECW. So I think it's perfectly normal and expected, really, for WCW guys to go into the WWE Hall of Fame, because the day Vince bought the company, he bought the heritage, he bought everything. So I think it's okay for WWE to take credit for Muta, because on the WWE network, all the WCW stuff is there. Like, they're now kind of part of the same family. So that's why Sting's in there and people like that, really. really. So as far as I'm concerned, Great Muta is a WWE guy because he's a WCW guy, if that makes any sense. I think it'd be a little bit different with AEW, but I think I can't remember any examples, but I think they've put Ring of Honor stars in there in the past, haven't they? Even if they've not done much in WWE. So you are right there, Andy. They do tend to. The WWE Hall of Fame is sometimes a wrestling Hall of Fame rather than a WWE Hall of Fame. But I think in the case of Muta, I think it's perfectly fine for him to go in there because of WCW, if everyone agrees.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm totally fine with that. I am currently doing a poll. We don't have 5 options, so I've picked the strongest 4 in what I believe is the strongest 4 in McIntyre, Knight, Kross, and Sheamus. Obviously, Kofi is in there as well. I don't believe that if we're not going for the DQ, sorry, it's Xavier Woods. It's Xavier Woods, isn't it? It's Xavier Woods. Thank you. So I'm
an injury from last week. Apparently, Kofi injured his ankle.
There you go. Right. Okay. Yeah. So Woods is in there now. That's an interesting one because I'd quite like to see Xavier Woods in a ladder match. Would I like to see Xavier Woods versus Gunther? Less so. Would I like to see LA Knight versus Gunther? Definitely. Kross versus Gunther, yes. McIntyre. So let's put Sheamus in here, and then obviously if you do want Xavier to win, then please do post your thoughts in the comments, and we'll add them up. We'll have the amount of mentions for Xavier Woods up, and see if he wins out of the poll. So so let's see who wins out of these guys, and then I'll make sure the banner is up so you guys know in the chat what is going on. So are we predicting then that this goes into the fatal 5, 6-way as it will be ladder match, or are we sticking with one winner? One winner rules them all here, lads.
I'm not convinced they're doing the ladder match.
It's a tradition.
If I'm being honest. I don't think they've done it every single year. I think they have skipped a couple of years. I hope they do it. It'd be awesome if they did. It'd get more people on the card. But every time I hear people talking about this in the actual main Mania card, the only people they keep talking about a triple threat between Drew, Sheamus, and Gunther. So my bet would be, if that comes true, it might not, but my bet would be one of those 2 wins here, and the other one is inserted into the match later. We'll see if that comes true or not, but that's just what I'm hearing, but you guys might have heard differently.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think it's a good idea not to have all these people in the card. They're all stars.
Definitely.
And I think the ladder match is the way to get them in.
Karrion Kross then for the win. Let's go.
All right, Andy, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting the way that they phrased. I don't know if they've changed it slightly, but the way they phrased this match when they first opened it was the winner will qualify for the WrestleMania match. It definitely sounded like it was definitely going to be more than one. Maybe they do another one, or maybe even another 2. But the only way they can go really into a ladder match from this is there's going to be some screwy finish where get, Imperium maybe wipe out a load of them towards the end when they're a bit tired. But the other reason why is when you look at a WrestleMania card, you want a bit of variation. Now, I think most of them are either tag matches or one-on-ones. There's no triple threats or fatal 4-ways or multi-man matches to speak of so far. I don't think anyway. So I think for a bit of variation, it would be nice to see a multi-man match. My preference would be a ladder match. That would be cool. But yeah, the strong rumors sound like it's going to be Sheamus versus Drew versus Gunther, which I'm not mad at. I just think it could have been more, especially when you got who's LA Knight going to go against. His name is literally LA Knight. Yeah. You can't have a not surely there. But...
For the record, I hope you're right, Dom. I want to see all of them in a big show.
Yeah, my issue with that stuff is, there's those comments and very valid comments. They are, again, a lot of people expecting that triple threat. Is LA Knight does, for all his posturing, LA Knight does deserve to be at WrestleMania. So does Karrion Kross, and I think there will be Karrion Kross marks like Sam at WrestleMania. Sam's certainly not the only one. Who want to see Karrion there, and he may even be their favorite superstar. Same with LA Knight. LA Knight is He's easily in my my top, my top, certainly top WWE favorites at the moment. LA Knight is fantastic. Yeah. So I think, I would love to see those guys. And I think the only way you can really do that feasibly is to have this ladder match. And it's not like they haven't done it before. So, it's not that I'm dissing your. I love your takes, Andy, as always, as you know, huge fan of having you on these streams and getting your thoughts. But and like I say, could totally see them going with that 3-way because I think a lot of people want to see Sheamus versus Drew versus Gunther. But I mean, at WrestleMania, you got to pull out all the guns, right? All the stops, rather.
Yeah, because it's a weird one. Because I think it's when we've had the ladder match in the past, the one that's springing out in my mind was I think we've had the likes of Ricochet, The Miz, Balor, Rollins. There's a pattern developing with these guys. They're not like super heavyweights. They're all kind of like still big guys, but not massive guys. Where Gunther, Sheamus, and McIntyre are all massive tree trunks of men. So meaning ladder match, like as much as I'd be game for a ladder match, they put them in them before, I suppose. Like McIntyre was awesome in that Money in the Bank one, wasn't he? So they could do it. But they tend to put the bouncy, flippy, not the flippy, but the jumpy people in the ladder matches. Like, do you remember that spot where Rollins bounced off the ropes to the top of the ladder and caught the case? That was ace. And Balor's there at the bottom like, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, again, great spot vest. Don't want to give Andy a chance to reply as well and have his thoughts. Again, for me, you've got to put everybody in there. You've got to stuff them tight. Stuff all these stars on the WrestleMania card. Somewhere.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, from my perspective, I was just seeing there as they come back on there from the commercial break. It seems to just say winner faces Gunther at WrestleMania now. So I don't know if that has changed or if it's just been tweaked or whatever. But when you look at the people in this match, this is a strong mid card.
It is.
Built that. That was one of the big things, wasn't it? When Triple H took over, was they wanted to put some prestige and honor back behind the IC title and back behind the US title. Well, the US title's got, arguably one of the fastest rising stars in the company, holding it in the moment against one of the greatest of all time, and certainly would be on my Mount Rushmore in John Cena.
Yeah.
So the IC title, I think I would personally try and stuff it with a few different people to showcase it, how deep that kind of roster is at the moment in terms of talent, because each of these guys is brings something different, even down to Xavier Woods, who I think is very talented. If you look back at his days when he first started on the main roster, where he was kind of he was going down his PhD route and he was very clever and that kind of side of things.
He's such a talent.
Oh, yeah. 100%. You watch any of his stuff outside the ring as well. He's very passionate about his video games and his YouTube channel as well. He's just an entertaining guy. Karrion Kross needs the shine, needs to be included in this if they want to build him as a person. So this is a difficult one because you then could argue, how can you leave Drew McIntyre and Sheamus off of WrestleMania cards? So
yeah,
having one of them go through seems to be at the detriment of other people. Really, I think this is strange booking if it doesn't somehow end up with all of them or a few of them anyway.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
I've got a prediction. One way they could book it, if that rumor about just it being the three of them is correct, because they're already teasing a little bit of dissension between Drew and Sheamus. The idea is Sheamus is like, hang on a minute, mate, you knew I was going after this, and that I feel it's a bit shady that you're going after it. And Drew's been like, well, mate, I'm a competitor too. Of course I am. So it'd be interesting if Drew was to win this tonight, and it'd be Drew versus Gunther, and then Sheamus maybe turned heel and inserted himself in. That could work quite nicely. But do you know what I'd love to see though, Dom? I agree. I want to see LA Knight, Xavier, Karrion Kross, all those guys in a ladder match. So even if they did this, I wonder if they could do that separately. in some kind of multi-man?
I don't know, man. It's going to be a packed enough card as it is. But I do see what you guys are saying. I want to take some time to go through the comments, and Mark LFC, welcome, and everybody welcoming the great Muta into the Hall of Fame. Sassy, of course, welcoming all of you to the live stream that we are doing right now. Yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us. We do have memberships. I will take you guys through that at the next break. Press that bell. There you go. Subscribe, all that stuff. Like the video if you haven't liked the video yet. It helps us out on the old algorithm. We appreciate that. Michael is joining us from his new gaming chair. Fantastic. Hope you're enjoying that. Huang is here as well. Nice to see you. Thank you very much, Huang. Michael's got his whole year emojis out, but that's how it comes up to us. But on YouTube, it'll come up nicely. Our special whole year emojis. We have live streams on Monday Night Raw. That's right. Dan will be back on Monday. He was off on Monday. Circumstances beyond his control. And we'll be with you for AEW Dynamite. And it's usually me and Sam every Friday. And now Andy has been joining us as well from Rush on Rock and Wrestling Royalty. We'll, of course, plug Andy in the break as well. Make sure you all subscribe to Andy's work because he is fantastic and a good friend who will be joining us for WrestleMania. My very first WrestleMania, Sam's very first WrestleMania, and Andy's 5th WrestleMania, I believe. So we're very excited. Huang is good. Let's try and get. Well, there's quite a lot of comments, guys. I will get through them all at the break. We are going to come back to the matches. Xavier Woods hits that lovely DDT on Karrion Kross. Xavier being made to look very, very good here, guys.
Let's give 5 WrestleManias, Dom. Andy's going to be like, we'll be going crazy, and Andy will be like, yeah, all right, calm down, Mark. Yeah,
been there, done it. Yeah, I'm a pro. Yeah.
Nah, the day that happens, it's done. You can't do any more if you don't get that buzz anymore.
Yeah, no,
that's true.
It's all good. Yeah, and Andy will be going potentially. Fingers crossed. We've obviously made the commitment to go as fans now, but Andy will be maybe doing the media stuff. So he'll just walk in. He'll just waltz past. He'll be like, "Yeah, I just spoke to Seth Rollins. Yeah, it's all good. I'm just sitting down with his Seth Rollins jacket on that he's obviously been gifted by Seth for a wonderful interview. That's probably
like you and me clash."
One of those massive jackets where he's got they're all multicolored, or it's like clouds on it or something.
Yeah, was it who called this then, guys? Which one of you called this? I believe it was Sam. Was it? You have to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm very tired. Imperium, Imperium have made their way to the ring, so it looks like that screwy finish because of Imperium is closer than we might think. Guys, so what I'll do is I'll take a couple of moments to go through the comments as well while we're in the break, and then we'll give give Andy a plug. I'll give Sam a plug too. Love Sam. Hey Sam and Dom as well. Says Todd, nice to see you, Todd. Daniel is in. How you doing, Daniel? Nice to see you. Sassy welcoming everybody in. Fantastic. Everybody interacting, which is what we like. You are the Holomaniacs, and we are your humble servants right here, streaming SmackDown, talking to you guys, bringing in special guests that are way cooler than we are in Andy Sport from Rush on Rock, from Wrestling Royalty. He's got YouTube channels everywhere. He's got websites where he writes wonderful wrestling features. It is a pleasure to have Andy with us. Like I say, if you go and follow Andy on Sporzy19, that is right there on the video, the Twitter account, you'll be able to find his other stuff. Rush on Rock, which I'll post in the comments as well, the website, and also Wrestling Royalty. As now we've established where it is and what account it is, we can now link to the YouTube channel as well. So I'll do that for you shortly, Andy. I will link to everything, but I'm also going to give Sam a chance to promote what he's doing. Sam, what are you up to at the moment that I don't already know about?
I was just going to mention with Wrestling Royalty, guys, make sure you get the right one. Search for Andy's name. It's not the one with all the cleavage, although you feel free to subscribe to both. I did. But anyway, moving swiftly on. I want to do, I'll plug it. I was going to do a quick bit. So, Andy's obviously joined us for the past few weeks. Do you remember in NXT when they were like, when Matt Riddle was brought in and Cassius Ohno was like, "You shiny new toys, Regal." Andy, I remember when I was the shiny new toy. Now I'm Cassius Ohno and you're Matt Riddle, which means you're going to win the feud. But fair enough.
I don't know if that's a compliment though.
Cassius Ohno's amazing. So is Riddle.
Yeah, well, they're both superb wrestlers. Absolutely. Riddle, obviously, to be fair, I just that character we see on screen, I'm fairly sure that's just who he is in real life. But anyway, yeah. So, guys, and we've already plugged it a little bit before, but it'd be very nice. Again, we've launched WrestleSphere a little while ago. Everything's going great. We're in touch with WWE, AEW, so much good stuff in the pipeline there. But what we really need is some more followers. And a little bit more support online. So it'd be lovely if you could go over to Twitter, read some of the articles we've put on the website. We really appreciate it, because one of the things that's going to help WrestleSphere launch is the Give Me a Hull Yeah channel and the people who join us every week there. You are the guys who are... We don't know if we could do it the same way without you guys, because it's... we're so lucky to launch something like that with a community that's already established. So, yeah, thank you so much. And I know there's more than just the people in tonight who are part of that community. There's so many. So thank you for that. And, yeah, check us out.
Absolutely. So, go on. Sorry.
That's all my plugs. I'm done. I'm all plugged out.
Good. That was good. So now we've got Karrion Kross taking out Drew, and then LA Knight seems to be teaming with Karrion Kross here, guys. Once again, I just want to shout out Hyung and the chat basically for welcoming everybody. So Todd and Hyung, everybody just welcoming each other, talking to each other. It's what we love to see. This is beyond us. We're sat in different parts of the UK, but you guys are all over the world, and it's wonderful that you're all interacting. So thank you all so much for welcoming each other. Hassan, there is a vote. Absolutely, go and check it out. I predicted you would be here. Hassan is fine, I believe. That's good. The vote is there. Don't worry, it is there. Don't worry, it's all good. Please let Kross and Bray have a feud. LA Knight and Drew have a feud. I'd be up for that. Be fine with that.
I bet Hassan is like in charge of democracy.
Is that some flirtation going on in the chat?
I clocked that as well, Dom. I clocked that as well. It's getting hot in here. I think.
Absolutely.
It's Todd. Todd is so smooth.
Todd is very smooth, indeed.
I've been noticing for months how smooth you are, Todd.
Yeah, unless it comes to Bray Wyatt, he hates Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, Michael. Indeed, well done. Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah,
there you go.
I get a champion clap once per stream at least.
It's a little bit of it when a great sarcastic comment hits, Andy. We give it a champion clap. Or a little bit of comedy that deserves a champion clap. You can give yourself one, or you can nominate somebody
give
else.
Yourself one. No, you can tell Dom to do it. Give me a clap.
That's right. Right. So Michael says Drew versus Gunther. Yeah, I think we could see that down the line. I think they're going to go for that ladder match. We've talked about that. Thinking that both Devon is in. I am thinking that both Sheamus and McIntyre are going to get the pinfall win at the same time. So you're going for that triple threat. Then I think LA Knight is going to face Stone Cold at Mania. Wow, that is a bold prediction. As Xavier Woods is about to get the beats. I can't believe Xavier is going to get it. No way. Yeah, Xavier's getting those.
That promo between LA Knight.
LA Knight is Stone Cold.
Promo between Stone Cold and LA Knight.
What?
Oh, fantasy booking. We're fantasy booking 2 rubbish catchphrases. Actually, no, I actually prefer LA Knight. Yeah. So I'm not going to shout it again and wake up Jess a second time. I've never been a fan of What. Mainly because of the What chants. They just do my head in. They did my head in when I was a kid. They do my head in now.
I don't
20
mind.
years they've done my head in.
It's when certain crowds use the What chant when someone whose native tongue isn't English. I find really deeply disrespectful. But if it's like a heel cutting a promo, I always like to see how they'll get out of the crowd saying what, like how, because some of them are really clever.
Yeah. Like Miz that time when you also like a bunch of ducks. What?
Have you heard the Undertaker one?
No, what has he done it?
I can't repeat exactly what he says, but he's doing his like mid flow, and he's when he was like full heel taker I think he was like sort of biker taker, and they're doing the what chants, and he says, "If you F your sister, say what?" and then he's like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." So he it was very, very good. Probably only get away with it during the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that's
nice.
funny.
Yeah.
Who called the double pin? Who called the double pin?
Yeah, it was
Delwyn,
wasn't it? Delwyn.
Oh, 1,
yeah,
2, 3.
There you go. Yeah.
Right. We've got a clairvoyant in the chat.
No way. No, well done on the double pin. I'm a little bit behind. As usual, BT Sport, thank you very much. I got that about 10 seconds after you guys. But there we are. I've now got the double pin. So what's happening here then, guys? How are they going to do this? Because this isn't what I predicted. And it's not. Well, I guess it's a triple threat then. I guess that's what we're getting. I
think it's a bit crap. Like, I honestly think it makes more storyline sense for one of them to win it and one of them to insert themselves in it. I genuinely do. And yeah, I saw that comment as well. There's so much love in this room tonight. Michael now, blimey, what have you all been drinking and eating, or what pills have you all been taking? It's getting a bit erotic.
Get a bit frisky. Get a bit, I mean,
getting a little bit. Anyway,
yeah.
Back to the match. Yeah, I think that's a bit lame, and the fact that props to everyone who called it, because several of you did.
Yes, you did. Yes.
If several of you can call it that easily, is it a good angle? I think that could have been done more creatively. That's just me.
I agree, but I suppose it is a vehicle to that triple threat that everybody seems to want. We've got Paul Heyman giving a promo right now. Talk about bloodline business.
I like his pocket square. That's a beast.
Nearly 1,000 days, lads.
Well, the question I've got now, Dom and Andy, is what do they do about all the other wrestlers who are in that match?
Well, that's what we were talking about. That's what we're discussing, isn't it? It's a real problem.
Andre the Giant, Battle Royale?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Something.
Yeah, but they normally have that to SmackDown before, don't they? To save time on WrestleMania now.
I hate it that they do that. It's a Mania thing, that. Big stage. Get them all on there. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest. The Battle Royale warms up the crowd. It's a fun thing to watch while you're having your first couple of beers. Yeah. It sounds like I drink way too much beer, doesn't it, on these streams? So this is why Dom's worried about me falling over when we go.
If you question about that match, by the way,
go on.
What was going on with Karrion Kross's hair? Because he looked like JBL circa 2000.
Oh yeah, he's growing his hair, isn't he? That's his thing now. He's doing that.
And also, Drew McIntyre, he's now looks like he's going to WrestleMania. What can he do now other than turn heel? He has to turn heel, right?
He has to turn heel, yeah.
He's stale otherwise.
I think you go with heel Drew versus face Sheamus, I suppose, after Mania, because Gunther shouldn't lose that title. I don't think, unless it's to Sheamus. But I don't think he'll lose the title at Mania. I think they'll go for a similar streak. He'll become one of the most recognized Intercontinental Champions of all time. That's what I want for Gunther. So I don't think he should lose at Mania. Just to catch you guys over, we've seen Paul Heyman basically say that the Bloodline is the GOAT, the best faction of all time. The Usos are the best tag team of all time. Roman Reigns, of course, the best wrestler of all time. Basically, a dominant promo where Paul Heyman is saying that Cody Rhodes will fall to the Bloodline at WrestleMania. I'm noticing there is some disagreement about Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy in the chats. We'll try and get back to that as soon as we can. But we are covering the shows we can. The Hall of Fame and first inductee announcement is tonight. So this is exciting. We're going to be there. We're going to be at the Hall of Fame, Sam.
Yeah, we are.
You're going to see the Great Muta potentially. No, sorry, guys, if I spelled that. Jimmy Fingers, did I miss any boring Bray Wyatt segments? No, you haven't missed any boring Bray Wyatt segments. It's not a lot of Bray for Bray in the chat. I don't think Bray will be here tonight.
The night is young.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
time.
That's strike one, that is. That's strike one. This is like Hakeem all over again, but this time I'm going to turn heel, not Dom.
With regards to but with Uncle Howdy, I think it's been confirmed too long that at least one of the Howdys, because there are two, one's a bigger dude and one is the one we've seen. It's been confirmed that one that we've seen more of that's getting involved in action is Bo Dallas, at least for now. So there is confirmation that is Bo Dallas at the moment. Yeah. So we are currently on a break. We've done some plug-in. I think we've done most of the comments. So, I mean, I'll try and go back. I know we've had loads, so I'll go back and see if I can do some ones. Ought to be some good Bloodline segments tonight. Sami had a rough time of it on Monday Night Raw, I believe. Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah. Kross is scarier bald, but looks cool with the hair. I agree with that. Yeah, totally. Hong picks Stone Cold Steve Austin to win and defeat LA Knight at WrestleMania 39.
We would pop though, wouldn't we, for that?
Oh,
we would
massively.
We would go crazy for that because I groaned last. Don't get me wrong, it was nice seeing Stone Cold in Texas, but that whole thing got just corrupted with Vince getting in the ring. What was that? Jeez. So part of me doesn't want to see Stone Cold come back in a way, but we all know if we were there, we'd go nuts for it. So it's agreeable.
Absolutely.
So yeah, lots of. You did the tears, weren't you?
What with Bray when Bray came back?
No, tears, as in for the channel.
Oh, the tier. Sorry, mate.
The tier system. Yes.
Yeah. Right, the tier system. Thank you, Andy. This is Anthony would love if you were here. If he was here, he would congratulate you because I always forget. Where are we at? Right. Okay. We have different tiers. You guys can join us and support us and help me pay for StreamYards if you want. We have the Champion Hulkamaniac tiers, which is Sassy, our moderator. We will get some special content to you, Sassy. We have agreed that we are going to watch a pay-per-view with you. It is a plan. We will do it. We just have to make the time to do it. We now have a hardcore Hulkamaniac investing in us. Finally, Mark LFC has donated and supported the channel. Thank you, Mark LFC. We also have the Hulkamaniac tier supported by Dan Reed of Eve Right Girls Wrestling, Dex Baker, who I haven't seen in a few weeks, ZJI, who pops in every now and then, and of course, the consistent and powerful Michael Pagnotta, who is with us regularly. And we love you for it. So we're very lucky to have you guys. Thank you so much for the support. If you can help us out, if you can gift memberships and all that stuff, that's great. We're lucky. We're so lucky. I mean, I can't say any more than that. You know, we're a small channel. We're always growing. These live streams will always be here. Whether, you know, when one of us can't do it, the other one will try and step in. We always try our best. We actually have some special plans for potential WrestleMania coverage right here on the podcast, but we can't tell you about that yet because nothing's been agreed to. But there may yet be some live coverage of WrestleMania right here on the channel. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. And let's get through these last few. So yeah, with a little bit of WrestleSphere plug-in. There's WrestleSphere.com. Go check that out. I need to put Andy's YouTube channel in there as well. Let's see where we're at with the comments. Okay. I love Bray Wyatt. I just think where he started when he came back to where he is now has been disappointment. Jimmy, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you at all. I'm still hoping. I'm still waiting. I'm still hoping for some exciting stuff, but it certainly hasn't been what I wanted it to be. But, you know, I mean, he's selling merchandise, so let's hope he stays on our televisions. That's all, because I do get excited. I still get the buzz. You know, I still get the buzz. So,
I'll just respond to Michael if I can, Dom.
Yes.
Michael, the question you asked about games, yes, I have been playing something this week, something very new that isn't out yet. And sadly, I absolutely cannot talk about it. But at the end of the month, keep an eye out on Deserto.com for my review of what that is, because it just amazing. Anyway, back to the wrestling because I've had 3 days of absolute heaven playing that. But anyway, where were we? Clinton's in. Hello, mate. Getting a new Bullet Club member.
Indeed, yeah. So Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes are now trying to separate Sheamus and Drew.
I think your stream's caught up now, Dom. I think it's mine going quiet now. Mine going slow down.
I do the enhanced one on BT Sport, and it catches it up pretty quickly. So we just saw Sheamus and Drew arguing. Didn't have to be this way, saying, they could have still been friends, but I think that Sheamus and Drew friendship has been fractured by this feud, guys. So we're now getting the first Hall of Fame inductee, as Clinton talks. Oh, Rey Mysterio. All right, yeah, I can dig that.
Oh, that's a game changer.
There you go.
That solidifies for me that this angle with Dom is leading to a hair versus mask match for me.
Yeah.
He's in the Hall of Fame. I think his injuries are starting to catch up a little bit, and he can retire and give this son a mask if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Would they need to turn Dom face to do that, though? And does that mean at the end of the Judgment Day, especially if Rhea's turning face as well, like we think she probably is?
Yeah.
That leaves a stable with only 2 members. And if Balor's already in a match, we don't know what Priest is doing at Mania yet, do we? I always figured he might be ringside for somebody, but he's too much of a good talent. He's another one, isn't he, Dom? Another one who doesn't seem to have something to do at Mania, despite him and Bad Bunny teaming. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Was it the year before?
Yeah. Good point. I mean, Damian Priest will be involved with the Judgment Day stuff with Finn Balor, etc. So Rey Mysterio is actually coming out here to talk about it. That's amazing. What a lovely honor, though, for Rey. That'll be cool.
Well, let's be honest. He was cemented years ago in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Sorry, Andy.
I was going to say the same thing. He's had such a long spanning career that this was on the cards probably even 10 years ago. You knew he was going to end up in it from his days in WCW in the Cruiserweights and what he did there, his match with Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc, to his run, in WWE at first. I remember I saw him at an indie show up in Newcastle, WCPW, and he was in their version of like the Royal Rumble. He went to hit a 619 and slipped out the ring. He missed. He slipped off the ropes between them and hit quite hard on the floor. It was quite tough to watch him. He definitely had a stage of his career where, I think his body let him down. He probably wasn't trained as much as he does when he's in WWE. But even then, he was such a draw. You could see like the kids in the crowd all had the Rey Mysterio masks on. But I think arguably, it'd be an interesting question for you guys. Can you name a more successful or renowned luchador to have stepped into a wrestling ring in terms of exposure?
Not in pop culture as well. Rey's ingrained in pop culture too. He features in TV shows, etc. So, but Rey Mysterio he's transcended, not quite in the John Cena way, but in terms of a luchador, he's transcended into popular culture. So I don't think any luchadors had as much impact as that. And I was about to say in terms of cruiserweights as well, someone of that size. Anybody that says I'm too short, look at Rey Mysterio. Anyone says I'm too small, look at Rey Mysterio. Anyone saying I don't weigh enough, look at Rey Mysterio. Anyone saying, to be fair, I don't have the WWE physique, look at Rey Mysterio. He is the anti. Do you know what I mean? Of everything that Vince wanted in the 80s and 90s, as far as I can gather.
Like Land of the Giants, or where the big boys play, and this guy, and holds his own. Again, and is there anything this guy hasn't done? Like Royal Rumble wins, championship, heavyweight championships, raised them. everything. He's just a legend. And he's and he's not even the first Rey Mysterio. He's Rey Mysterio Jr. And he's taken that name and just taken it to new heights. You know what I mean? It's like saying that Pentagon did something similar, didn't he? But he's not on the level, not on the level of Rey Mysterio. I don't think anybody ever will be.
Absolutely. Todd says Judgment Day needs new members. I don't think so. I think this is a great faction. Would love to see Judgment Day break up. Priest was so much better. I don't know. I think this is giving him a bit of a push.
Dom's coming to ruin it. Oh,
yeah, Dom is out here right now, guys.
He's got his crew as well.
I wouldn't mind seeing Judgment Day be a kind of group where the members can almost rotate out and be replaced with someone new. Not, you know, I know this Bullet Club is the kind of the most renowned for that, but I do feel like maybe make Damian Priest's character within that the one who's an ever present, and he's the one who kind of glues it together. And Finn has his match with Edge and maybe leaves, and you know you've got Rhea, but like Rhea could leave, and maybe someone like Liv Morgan could come in and like make
that'd be cool.
A harder Edge and stuff like that. There are ways to keep Judgment Day going, but I think they're doing great work. Dom again is nailing it, just being that, you know, guy you want to
slap him.
Yeah.
I love that idea, Andy. I honestly love it because they could turn Judgment Day into because something WWE have wanted ever since, and it's ironic because Bullet Club is copying the NWO and DX, which again copied the Click, which is which fractured into those two stables. We could argue, but WWE has wanted to kind of capitalize on Bullet Club, something they don't own, for years. They tried it with Balor Club, they tried it with the Nexus and various other things that none of them worked quite as well. But Judgment Day could be their kind of homegrown stable, where like heel stable, where that happens. And it could also suffer from a Bullet Club curse of one leader supplants another leader. So Edge was kicked out and taken over by Balor. Balor is supplanted perhaps by somebody else, and that they could keep that going, but they need to really invest in it, give it more members, make it more of an insurgency than just a little stable. They need to make it a bigger thing, not like how sprawling and stupid the NWO became, but like Bullet Club is in New Japan. There's lots of them, but you'd also then need to, because for every Bullet Club member, there's a Chaos member. Or there's something else, so they could, I don't know, but I'd love your idea, and I'd love to see them toy with that.
Totally.
Ant's in. Hey, Ant.
Hey, hello everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. The Gimme Hull Yeah team will be at Mania, but we will have special guests covering Mania on the channel for you all confirmed, Dom. Oh, excellent. Well, do you want me to tell you? Do you want Anthony? Would you like me to tell everybody who it is, or would you like me to remain a surprise for WrestleMania?
Even I don't know.
Nobody knows. It's only been a conversation between me and Anthony so far. So do we just leave it to WrestleMania? Like the Hardys. So just show up. They just show up on the stream. I think that sounds like a good idea, actually. So we will have special guests covering WrestleMania right here on the channel when we are away in Los Angeles, doing our own stuff, enjoying ourselves. We'll have some content from the hotel room, the Gimme a Hull Yeah boudoir, the Gimme a Hull Yeah sex dungeon. No, Hull Yeah. What do we call the hotel room for the week?
The hotel room where we sleep and do nothing else.
The Viper room.
The what room?
The Viper room.
The Viper room, that's right, yeah. Yeah. That's what we call it, the Viper room, indeed. Priest would be a great feud for Bray. There you go. That's some positive Bray stuff from Anthony. Not used to that. Yes, very excited that we are all going to Mania. Okay, I have a hint as to who the new Bullet Club member is. Let's just say he's an MLW guy. We'll leave it at that. Ooh, interesting. I love MLW. Big fan of MLW. It will be Rhea Ripley and Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and the other member of Judgment Day. Okay, cool. You want me to break? No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it till Mania.
He said break it, baby.
Okay, maybe I will. Maybe I will.
We just had the first entrant of Hall of Fame. I feel like it's you
Agreed.
could have name one of them if there's more than one.
This isn't the
Dungeon
Royal
sounds
Rumble
perfect.
surprise. This isn't like you've got to market this, Dom. You've got to get it out there for people to learn about it and go, oh my god, so and so is going to be there. You got to know, like, you know, you've got to tease this. This isn't a Royal Rumble entrance.
Yeah.
This is Cody. Like, this is like telling us that Cody Rhodes is coming back. You want to make some pay-per-view buys.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I just want to drop in Anthony's or Todd Shazam comment. Shazam, referencing Tony Khan's promo on AEW. Very excitable, very OTT promo promoting not only a change of title. And not only a change of title and name next week. Who's doing that?
No, I don't know what you mean, mate. Nothing. Anyway, if
a
you know,
change of title and the promotion of Shazam. I'm sorry, you've just.
I understand if it was changing title name because of, you know, maybe a link up with a reboot of Scarface. That I would understand that.
I love how we're getting these references in subtly under the radar.
Indeed. As reported, we got a press release through during the week. We all will have done about Bad Bunny hosting Backlash in Puerto Rico. A lovely moment for Bad Bunny, who said that he couldn't go when he was younger, and how it's obviously a great moment for viewers there to check out Backlash. So in Puerto Rico, Bad Bunny will host, and I love Bad Bunny. I think he's been great. I think he's great as a talent. I'm not, I'm not massively au fait with his music, but I know he's globally renowned and great at what he does in terms of sort of alternative pop and hip hop. So all good for Bad Bunny hosting Backlash.
There's an Anthony Nailing in the back end.
It is. That's not the first time I've said that. It's not Dan the Wizard. No, it is not Dan the Wizard.
See, that's I buy money on Dan.
Can you imagine? He's not a huge WWE guy, is he?
Is it a coincidence that the Rock's not going to be at WrestleMania?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, right. Mate. Absolutely.
Andy, you've got the scoops. Your sources are impeccable.
And to be fair, Andy's the reason. Andy's the reason we're on WWE's mailing list. Andy's the reason, Andy's the reason we're still doing this stuff in terms of the WrestleSphere and SoundSphere. So actually, it wouldn't surprise me if Andy knew more about whether we were going to get some kind of special WWE talent on Give Me a Hull Yeah than I do. But as far as I'm aware, it is not a WWE contracted talent who is doing our live stream at WrestleMania, but somebody else. I'm just going to update the banner as we welcome Anthony Nailen in the chat. Anthony Nailen, of course,
somewhere else now.
Co-host, co-founder of Give Me a Hug, who I am overjoyed to be experiencing WrestleMania with this year. As we are watching Legado del Fantasma versus the Judgment Day. Anthony, what are you doing here? You should be in bed.
I know, man, but I've been trying to. Well, we was talking about it, Dom, and we're all at Mania, and we need someone to cover it on the channel, and we've only got 13 likes, and that needs to be 15 before a reveal. I'll be back soon. Get it to 15, baby.
Right,
what
Dom,
was that about? What was that about, man? Just popping in.
SoundSphere, Dom. SoundSphere, Creative Condition, Wobble and Rock. What else have we got?
No, I'm not doing it. No, because he always has a go
Dom's
at
Delicious
me.
Donuts. Don't forget Dom's Delicious Donuts.
Andy doesn't know about that.
If you like a sugary ring, come to this channel.
Have you? Oh God, it's really bad. Because I still feel like Andy thinks I'm relatively cool. Relatively
cool.
But then, but thank you, mate. But then, the problem is, I have this donut channel, and I love donuts, and I I just love donuts. I love eating them, and I decided to eat them on video. So I do have a channel called Dom's Delicious Donuts, which has my first donuts while I was living in America, and then the remainders have been ones when I've got them in the UK. There's only a few videos because I've only recently been inspired by Emma to pick it back up again. But yeah, people do seem to like them. Anyway, so I'm not doing it. I'm not liking them through my own channels because Anthony always takes the mick. He's always like, oh yeah, you always win all the polls because you've got 50 flipping YouTube channels. I don't have 50 YouTube channels. I just have maybe 15. But like, I don't
Rigging
like
elections left, right, and centre.
I do not know. I don't do that. I don't do that because it's not fair. It's not.
If Hassan knew that, Hassan would lose his absolute shh.
Look, I don't do it. It's not ethical. I don't do it. I promise you, I don't do it. Right? I don't rig polls. I don't vote for things. I do sometimes. You know what? Sometimes sometimes I do hit a couple of extra likes on a video, but I ain't got time.
That's smart marketing.
Time. Yeah, I've not got time to do all of them, to log in and log out of all the bloody channels. I'm not doing that.
Do you know what I like? How Give Me a Hull Yeah and WrestleSphere just so often retweet me and like what I think, like what I say. I love that.
I mean, yeah, that's funny, that isn't it? I don't know who does that.
When WrestleSphere and Give Me a Hull Yeah like my stuff, it's usually just within about 5 seconds of me writing it. That's just bizarre how they know I've just written that and to be there to retweet it. Anyone would think it's me behind the accounts doing it, and you and Jack and whoever else.
Right. Well, I think we're at 16 now, but until Anthony rejoins us, we will make a point of seeing the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day are raising their hands in near victory as they are destroying Legado del Fantasma, guys. Not a result I was thinking at the moment. I was hoping the faces would triumph for Ray. That Ray would get some comeback, but it looks like Judgment Day are going to win this one.
And there's
anyone? No. Okay.
Sorry,
Judgment Day are going to win this one. Anthony, go on. What do you want? What do you want?
I'm not watching. No, tell me when it's next break. I'll reveal it
right now.
What are you doing? We've had 16 likes.
We've had 16 likes. Look at that. I like bribe people for likes. That's great. You should have all liked the video anyway. So me and Dom were talking, and we built up this awesome community here. And last year's WrestleMania was a great success for us. We had until Dom ended the stream.
No, Andy doesn't know about that either. Right?
Andy doesn't know about that. Let me tell you all about that first, because that's a fun one. We had a live stream. We had about 50 people in. It was a really successful live stream. I think 3,000 views or something on that first part of the video.
Yeah, easily.
And Dom come on for his reaction against Cody Rhodes, and then instead of pressing the leave studio button, he pressed end broadcast.
Yeah. I'm in bed, I'm on my phone, and I'm on, I'm like, yeah.
Cody Rhodes. You're on your phone.
You've got even more Yorkshire in this stream.
He gets passionate. I've noticed his rant. He goes, I do. Right.
So I'm on my phone, and Emma's there, and I'm like, it's Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, I do my reaction because I wanted to be there, but of course, on your phone, it's like it's all tiny. I've only got my phone's. I mean, it's this big, smaller. So I'm sitting there.
Is that what Emma said?
I'm pressing.
That's nice, dear.
Yeah, and then I press the thing, obviously to leave, but I press end broadcast, and then everyone's freaking out at me, and I'm losing. I was like, oh, I've ruined it. I was nearly crying. I was like, oh my god, argue one of our most successful streams ever, and I stopped it midway through with my phone finger. So yeah, there are two parts. There are two parts of WrestleMania last year because of me, because Anthony had to quickly, and of course Dan Reed was on there as well. So Dan Reed had some choice words for me. And
no wonder he hates you so much.
And yeah, so basically Anthony had to scramble to get another live stream on. But we made it. You made it work, didn't you? You made it work. It was good.
It's a wonder I don't hate you so much.
It really is.
I'm joking.
Michael, by the way, mate, that one's taken. Sorry, but I'd go for another one, mate. That one's taken. And whatever you do, don't Google it. Anyway, I'm getting rid of that. Sorry, Adam, you were saying.
No, it's all good, man. So this year, we asked friends of the channel who we've done several things with in the past, the Wrestle Story, who Jack also moderates for, are going to be covering the WrestleMania on this channel, and it's in a hope that we can not just give you guys something to watch, but also help them reach 1,000 subscribers, because there are like 920. And to be honest, when we was approaching 1,000, there were several YouTubers within the community that really helped us and like pushed our numbers. Like our biggest subscriber day was on a day where a couple of YouTubers like went, these guys are cool, let's help them out. So we hope to do the same for the Wrestle Story, and at the same time give you guys something to watch and communicate with each other and a place for you to hang out, because that's what we try and do here. So the Wrestle Story are covering WrestleMania on the Gimme a Whole Year channel. They will also be covering it on their channel, but we'll work out exactly how all that's happening. We'll work out technical details, but that's happening. So I hope that's good for you all, and hope you can enjoy that. And I wanted to announce it on a WWE show because it's a WWE event. So
yeah, man,
it's like the Avengers versus the X-Men. It's going to be amazing. When do we have Civil War on? When do we have Civil War? Wrestle
at
Story
Mania
versus...
in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
The
No
hotel
anyway.
dungeon. The Wrestle Story are great. Obviously, I think it needs to be mentioned. They have plugged us and have continued to plug us over the last few months, and even last year. So it's very and they've been fantastic, and their content is great, and it's a wonder they're not 1,000 subscribers yet. So we're going to try and get them there over WrestleMania, as I believe Damian Priest just hit one of Legado with a super kick, and Dominic, the ultimate heel, of course, getting that win there. But once again, as that match has ended, we got a lot of love for the Wrestle Story, and I'm not sure well, hopefully they feel it, because you always pop onto their streams. I've popped onto it, but they're a lovely community, of course, over in the US. I mean, father-daughter team, just a great family, just lovely people. So great to have them back on the channel as well.
Absolutely. And I haven't talked to you about this, Dom, but I think the first inductees to the Hall of Fame. What do you reckon?
I absolutely agree. The first inductees to the Hall of Fame, the Wrestle Story.
Rock and roll.
What do you think of before you bounce, Anthony? Because this is not your show. These are not your numbers. These are mine and Sam's and Andy's numbers that we are responsible for.
Very good. I'm glad you're finally pulling your weight.
What do you think of Rey Mysterio in the Hall of Fame?
What do you think? I don't know, man. Is it leading to the hair versus mask match? What's it? I assume so. I mean, that mullet's looking like it's on the line. So
currently, Dom is asking the Judgment Day to leave. He wants a one-on-one with Rey.
I don't think there's a lot of rumors of the Great Muta being at the Hall of Fame, especially with his match against Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't feel like you could have two masked wrestlers at the Hall of Fame.
I think you can.
Can you?
I don't see why not. Who made that rule?
Well, I don't know. It just feels like two masked wrestlers. I don't know it.
Los Angeles has a quite a large Hispanic population.
Yeah.
So
do they?
That would make sense for why Rey Mysterio is going in. And then if you've got the Great Muta, which is obviously the Japanese connection. So I guess you are getting different cultures in there.
Yes.
That would maybe be the only thing. But I don't know. I know they normally do kind of spread it out, don't they? They like have one from the Attitude Era and one from like kind of Legacy WCW, or one that's a bit more modern than that, maybe Ruthless Aggression Era. But I bet it would be a first to have two masked wrestlers on, like as in. I think you're right there.
Rey just got pushed into the ropes. Rey's Hall of Fame induction is this when he takes it out on Rey? Is this when he retaliates?
Are we having an angle at the Hall of Fame this year?
Oh, I hope so.
That's not going to be someone attacking Bret Hart.
He just threw something. He just threw something at Rey. Rey's getting out. Oh, but he ducked. Rey ducked. Rey knew that was coming.
Look out, Dom. Look out, Ray. He's been to prison. He did hard
Ray's
time.
not going to fight him. Doesn't matter what Dom does. He's not gonna fight him. And Legado now getting in the ring.
Yeah.
Ray standing tall. So the face is getting what they want at the end of the end of this bit. Dom, you are really cool. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate
Did you
that.
not talk about Dom on SmackDown?
Dom Mysterio.
Yeah, I
mate.
think so.
Dominic Mysterio.
Probably. So will you pop me if there's a strap match? Oh, the strap on. The strap on.
God.
Yeah.
There'll be a strap match in that hotel room.
No.
God.
You won't get that through security, mate. I've seen your collection.
Oh, really?
Ricochet. I haven't seen Ricochet in a while. Oh no, we are. Of course, he's in tag team with Braun. That's of course we have. Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders tonight.
Oh, dear. It's all gone Pete, Tom.
Let's get through some of these comments and we'll get ready for Ricochet versus the Viking Raiders. We've got the Miz and Maurice doing Top Gun, I believe.
So, Dom, if you can share the Wrestle Stories page at the end of the stream,
yes,
and if everyone can go over there and give them a whole and tell them how excited you are, introduce yourself to them because they're good people and we want to help people out and we want to give you content. So, hope that's all good news. I'm going to leave you all. Love you. Have a great stream, lads. Thanks very much for covering this. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, man.
Whole hour to go.
Yeah, full hour to go. Get some rest, dude. See you
Better you than me.
Yeah.
See you soon. Bye.
See you soon, mate. Bye-bye.
Because Dynamite's always a barrel of laughs these days. I'm joking, but Dynamite's a great show.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I get it.
Shazam!
Mate,
did you all see that promo? I put it in the chat because they didn't post it online. It was freaking hilarious.
It's a crap name as well. They've got rid of the alliteration. It's just, what are they smoking? What are they doing?
Orange Cassidy, Jeff Jarrett, Shazam, Level Up, Warner Brothers Media. Great. God, he was on some white powder then.
I mean, we were a bit more subtle. But
barely.
It's been snowing in this country. Do you reckon it was snowing when he was cutting that promo?
It always snows in Florida, from what I hear.
Possibly. Well, yeah. Maybe.
The Jaguar Stadium. Anyway,
Indeed.
Jacksonville. Yeah, it's the one place in Florida where it gets a lot of snow.
Yes. Let's get through some of these comments and then we'll plug the Wrestle Story, who are our hosts for WrestleMania. Once again, they were massive helps to us when we were growing our channel. We did lots of collaborations with them. Lovely family team behind the Wrestle Story, close to 1,000 subs. So let's get them there at WrestleMania, guys. Support them. In case people missed the first is the King of Lucha Wrestling, Rey Mysterio? Absolutely. Fantastic stuff. I'm super buzzed for Rey. I think we all are.
Although, Mark, you've cost me a lot of money. I put a lot of money on it being Muta going in after you.
Oh, really?
Said that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Mark, you owe him.
You owe me a like if you're not already. Just follow me on YouTube. We'll call it even.
Absolutely, yeah. Which I need to do, actually. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put Andy's YouTube channel in the chat. We just
follow Wrestle Story first, though.
Oh, yeah. No, well, you know what we'll do? Yeah. So, hang on. Where are you? Andrew Spores. Right, cool. We'll do that. We'll do that now, and then we'll do the Wrestle Story, okay? Shazam, indeed. Top Gun. Yeah, it was a good promo. Miz and Maurice were great. The film promos have been fantastic. I've really enjoyed them. Right, cool. So this is Andy Spores' YouTube channel. Andy, of course, is down there. The man from Wrestling Royalty and Rush on Rock. Go and check out his wonderful features as well on Rush on Rock. I'll make sure to put that website on as well. And then we're going to promote the Wrestle Story as well. For those people that don't know the Wrestle Story, you will do soon. They are wonderful people. So let's put that in the chat for you guys. Where are we?
Which one of the promos that have done so far for WrestleMania Goes Hollywood have you liked?
I think the silliness of the Becky and Seth one. I'm the man. You know, it was funny.
We have a man cave. I love how it was channeling both Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker, or more Becky Lynch doing Christine Bale's Batman, and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker at the same time. I like that it kind of blended different DC Batman franchises, and so I was really into that. And Seth and the Joker, match made in heaven, amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair is now waiting for Adam Pearce.
She dressed as a Smurf, or
something's going on.
Full body blue suit thing that she's got going on with gloves.
Indeed.
What the hell?
Charlotte
Or is she
Flair.
Mystique?
So we got Charlotte Flair referencing Postman Pierce's bad day, which I assume is to do with the returning Chelsea Green wanting Adam Pearce to lose his job. I love Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is fantastic. So more Chelsea Green, please. Ricochet out now.
I kind of like it, Ricochet. It's growing on me.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of? I know it was announced on Raw. There's obviously a bit of a crossover this time of year with The Miz being the host of WrestleMania this year.
Oh, massive. Yeah, massive. Really good. Really good. He's a great talent, and he's one of the best representatives of WWE that you can find, I think. Perfect idea. And maybe he'll get a stunner. Maybe he'll get a Stone Cold stunner from Stone Cold, or something. You know what I mean? He's definitely going to get beaten up, but he'd be a great host. Yeah.
Do you remember when that was his? Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, I jumped in too quick. Do you remember when that was his job? His job was to be the host. Like he'd have to come out and say numbers and stuff like that. Yes, do you remember that? And he apparently said, Vince said to him, "It's not going to happen again, is it, pal?" He's like, "Nope, it never did." But yeah, because Miz has gone from somebody who people used to roll their eyes at, and I get we're supposed to roll our eyes at him as part of the gimmick, but like he's legit these days. He's been doing this so long. He's actually good at it, very good at it now. Like he's not natural, but I've never thought Cody Rhodes is especially natural at this either, but he's learned how to do it, and he's put so much into it, and now he's become very good. That's how I feel about The Miz. So for The Miz to go back to his roots, it worries me a little bit though, because I don't know. I don't want Miz to just go back to being that. Does that make any sense? Is it a bit reductive? I don't know.
It's a weird one with The Miz for me, because when you look online, and anyone who's in New Japan or AEW, and it's rumored that they're going to go to WWE, one of the first comments is always, "Well, good luck when he's wrestling The Miz," or he'll end up being like The Miz. Like, it's not at this stage in his career. When you look back at what he's actually done, he is going to be a Hall of Famer, just like we've said. Rey Mysterio is. When you look at how much The Miz has won, I find it really disrespectful that you would kind of put his name in there. And I like that he's kind of built on that now, and he's very happy with where he is. He's got a smoking hot wife. He's got 2 beautiful kids. He's been a multi-time champion, an IC title, like nearly a record-breaking IC in terms of how many records held he's had. Money in the Bank winner as well. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he might not ever be like a first ballot, but when he goes in, I'm sure he'll give a hell of a speech as well. So,
he deserves. He absolutely deserves it. Because what I like about him is he's one of these who's done it through hard work. He wasn't born for this. He wasn't handpicked. He's fought his way to it, and he scraped and clawed, and now you can't really imagine the place without him. And he's one of the best talking heels and performing heels that the company has. Like in terms of the sniveling heel trope in wrestling, no one does it better than him. Nobody.
I very much agree with you. I mean, MJF is there, but obviously not to the Miz's level yet.
Yeah, and the difference I think with MJF is like I think like we know the Miz can fire up and can fight when he fires up. They've made that clear several times. They have to remind us of that now and then. Where MJF is somebody who can go on any day, just for some reason chooses not to. So I find that quite inconsistent with the booking of MJF. Like, what do you want me to think he is, Tony Khan? Do you want me to think he's a sniveling heel and a coward? Or do you want me to think he's a badass? Because you keep telling me he's these two different things. Like, at least with The Miz, I know he's always a coward. And he only ever fights honorably when his wife is threatened or something like that. You know what I mean? Like a heel versus heel match with Baron Corbin that time. And Corbin was disrespecting Maurice. They were both heels and Miz lost the match. But he was the babyface in that match, despite being a heel at the time. It was Survivor Series a few years ago. So massive props to Miz, always. Big fans of Miz in our house. My wife is a big Miz fan as well, for different reasons to why she's a Finn Balor fan. But anyway,
totally. I totally agree with you. Again, Miz in the Hall of Fame makes so much sense to me, and one of the best heels of all time, as far as I'm concerned. Charlotte gives me Cher vibes. Yeah, that's a great take, Jimmy. Logan Paul is an opportunity using WWE for publicity. Give his spot to a wrestler who's worked hard. I see what you say. It's a good point you make, Sassy. And normally I would say yes, but he's really good. He's really, really good, and he deserves to be there. And he does make, and for better or worse, he's going to make people a lot of money. So I understand why he's there. Hassan, sorry, I was delayed. I've got your votes in there now. Please vote for who you think will win between Ricochet and Viking Raiders. It is up now. LA Knight is going to lose. LA Knight has lost. He lost his last feud to Bray. Hopefully, even Bray deserves that spot. You mean against Seth? I don't think anybody's interested in Bray and Seth again. LA Knight will do something. Kross and Bray, yes, but I'd still rather see. To be fair, I would still rather see Logan Paul versus Seth in this context. I think they've done a great job booking that, to be honest.
I do too.
It's a really interesting point from one of our obviously core supporters and our moderator, Sassy, there. I'm just going to take us back to that original comment to address. I know there are other comments, and I will get to them. But, lads, do you want an opportunity to speak on Sassy's point there? Andy, do you want to start on this one?
Yeah, I saw an interesting interview this week that Gunther did. I can't remember who it was with. And he was asked about this in terms of celebrities or outsiders, as it were, coming into WWE and taking spots. And his take on it, and I kind of have to say, if someone like Gunther is saying this, who is very much a wrestling purist, and he's worked his way from the indies to where he is today and worked very hard to do that, he said it's nothing but good for everyone involved because, they get their publicity out of it, they live out their dreams, but the caliber of people like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, he said they're arguably taking greater knocks and taking greater risks than he would on a week-to-week basis because they're only going to do this, 3-4 times maybe in their career, maybe a bit more for Logan Paul, but he's willing to put his body on the line every time he goes in. He does those frog splashes from the top rope to the outside. That is going to have a detrimental impact on your body. Now, people like The Miz don't do that because they do it every week. But or quite frankly, defy anyone. Go have a look on his YouTube channel and see how many YouTube followers he has who watch that Impulsive or whatever it's called. And you can see exactly why WWE want him involved because he gets a certain demographic of people interested. And I'm pretty sure Seth Rollins is actually, in real life, or kayfabe, is actually very excited to have the exposure he's going to get by fighting someone like Logan Paul.
Absolutely, yeah. In the media, that's going to do wonders for WWE, but also for Seth. Excellent point there, Andy. Can't do too much with Braun. He's still got to be on Mania sickness policy, right? Anthony's had this theory for a long time that Braun is the ultimate backup guy. the guy you bring in if someone's sick. The main eventer on standby. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, but I don't think, and I get your point, Anthony, and Braun is the main eventer on standby. I think, yeah, for a lot of stuff. But I think they're pretty safe, in pretty safe hands. I think at the moment this year at WrestleMania. And I think Ricochet by association is getting a rub. Pardon the phrasing. Ricochet is getting a rub from Braun. Obviously Braun is a very, very popular star. Ricochet should be, but one would probably question, certainly by comparison, Ricochet isn't as big. But Ricochet is an incredible star, so maybe he gets there, by association, he gets that. So I'm just happy to see Ricochet on television, and if it's with Braun, that's great. Where are we at now?
I was going to say, we've seen Braun at the top of the card before, holding the big titles, and it doesn't work because he's not Roman Reigns or Cena or The Rock or any of these guys who can kind of do it all, but jacks of all trades. Braun is a special attraction. Yes. He doesn't work as he works in a role where he can come out, throw people around, and he's not massively strong on promos, and his in-ring work is good if there's smoke and mirrors and it's booked to his strength. Do you remember that match against? This is why I'm annoyed about the almost Brock Lesnar match, because Brock against a fast, smaller guy can put on magic, but against a big, more hulking guy, it takes away Brock's aura of being the big guy. Yeah, and he then has to work a slow, plodding match, and it's like it was. I wanted to see. The only exception is Samoa Joe, where they both could have made magic, but they booked it crap. But against Braun, it just really exposed both of them. But anyway, let's be positive, because we're probably going to pop for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The Viking Raiders having a good showing here, guys. Unusual. The Viking Raiders getting such a decent run of spots, high knees, big power bombs by the Viking Raiders. Love to see them look good. That's awesome engagement on. Great job. We love seeing the engagement in chat. Yeah, we're very, very happy that you're so engaged with what we're doing, guys. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
So with the comments that we had a moment ago from Mark, sorry, forgive me.
Yeah.
Was it Mark? Yeah. Now that's really, really cool, Mark. But the issue we've got is, for starters, like, because we'll be NXT with Andy, and I think it's Carmelo Hayes' time in NXT. Braun Breaker's been superb. And it'd be great to see him on the main roster. It really, really would. So I kind of hope he does lose his title and come up on the Raw after Mania, which we'll be at, boys. We'll be at. But I don't know if they should put a title on him straight away at Mania. I'd kind of like to see the audience the casual audience get acclimatized to Braun before they shove something on him. SummerSlam, though, knock yourselves out, WWE.
Yeah. No, Braun Strowman doing very good work here. He's clearing the ring. The fans love it. He's done a drop kick.
Yeah.
He's going to do his train thing.
So that's the one thing I hate.
Go on.
Sorry, no, I just said I hate the choo-choo train thing. It just does my.
There's the train. There's the shoulder block. Ricochet was tagged in as well. Oh, Eric got out of the way. I believe Valhalla was the person to do that, and now Ricochet with a lovely dive.
Braun is actually looking superb in this match. Like, that shirt rip thing and the drop kick was amazing. He did a minute ago. Even his train thing looked all right this time. Oh.
Apparently Ricochet got spooked there by Valhalla. But yeah.
He thought he saw Max the Impaler.
Oh, lovely. What a sell from Ricochet. You see that sell on that kick? That was amazing. Ricochet
he's one of the best. One of the best at selling. Him and Dolph Ziggler can just sell anything.
What 2, 3. The Viking Raiders getting the win. Well impressed. It was so Valhalla did some kind of spooky Bray Wyatt stuff on Ricochet, and I think that led to the win. It was like a
bask in that. Go on, mate. Sorry.
Go on. No, go on.
No, I was going to say, can we bask in that kick from Ivar?
Oh, it was amazing, and also the sell from Ricochet. Incredible.
Yeah, just. I'm not being funny. If she came towards me doing that, I'd probably back away as well. That's terrifying. Do you know what I mean? That's.
Go on.
Sorry, mate. I like how they've changed her look, so she looks less like Max the Impaler and more like a Viking person.
Yeah, good shout. Viking Raiders getting the win there. I would have imagine Cody Rhodes and Sami as a tag team together versus the Usos at WrestleMania 39. I think we'll see that at some point. I certainly don't think it's a WrestleMania match, but I think we'll see that along, and that's a good booking. Good booking there. Gunther now backstage with Imperium.
I think we'll see that match in the run-up to WrestleMania. I think we might even see it next week on Raw. Because I feel like with the Usos in the ring and then Cody and Sami in the ring as well, I feel like the natural thing to do now on the run-up to Mania is book that match. Because it actually doesn't get in the way of anything for Mania. If you think about it, it doesn't give anything away for free. It's just hyping other matches. So it surprised me if we don't see that in one of the either this Raw coming or the one after.
Yeah, he made that running save as well, so they've got the easy kind of build into that to say.
So there's a sorry, Andy, I do apologise. I interrupted you.
No, I was just going to say like they are doing more week on week now, where they kind of sow the seeds for what's going to come down the line, and I do think Cody saving Sami. I doubt it. I don't know if it will be the Usos because that's be a bit too close to that kind of potential WrestleMania match.
Maybe
Solo and Jimmy or Solo and Jay versus Cody and Sami.
Yeah. I noticed actually this week on Raw, they did a lot of stuff to push Cody and get Cody over. They had the John Cena thing where the hug went on a bit too long and they did all of that. And they were like best buds. And then there's the Sami Zayn stuff. So they're now, it's not that they're trying to push Sami out of the way, but WWE really wants people to see Cody. But I think people are cheering the crap out of him. The roof is coming off when they're cheering him. So it's working.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, it is. We're going to love that. We're going to love that. When it comes out, I just want to draw your attention to the backstage segment with Imperium. Imperium spoke to Adam Pearce. There seems to be a whole gimmick where Adam Pearce's job is being questioned and his ability to do his job is being questioned by multiple wrestlers. But Gunther was schooling Mr. Pearce on the plural and singular of challenger and challengers because he thought he was going to have to face both Sheamus and Drew at WrestleMania. But in fact, what we are getting next week right here on SmackDown and possibly right here on the podcast with potentially all three of us, but definitely 1-2 of us, will be Sheamus versus Drew. So Sheamus versus Drew will be the match that they do to determine that number one contender. So unless we get some interference next week, it's going to be Sheamus or Drew versus Gunther. I don't think a lot of people are unhappy about that, guys. I don't think you guys will be unhappy about that. I wanted the ladder match, so I'm actually annoyed. I did genuinely want that ladder match, but so either Sheamus or Drew will go to WrestleMania to face Gunther.
I have a question for you. Rewind, by the way, to that Bron Breakker comment that we on the a bit delayed there. And I completely agree with what Sam said. I don't think you could put a title on him that early because I honestly think not that many people watch NXT in the grand scheme of things, so people won't know who he is. And I would pose a question to you both. If Bron Breakker gets called up, do you think this might be one of the first times we actually see a name change into something people are quite happy with, or will he as in give him the Steiner name, or do you think people will be okay with calling him Bron Breakker?
It's a great question.
I really, really hope because do you remember they were giving everybody very NXT 2.0 names, weren't they, for a while? Same with Von Wagner. He's a third generation wrestler, and they called him Von Wagner. So I think they might fix the NXT 2.0 mistake and do what they should have done from the beginning and call him either call him Rex Steiner or call him Braun Steiner, because the more casual fans will recognize the Steiner name. And Breaker is ridiculous and silly. Let's get rid of it. Let's be honest, they didn't acknowledge the Steiners for ages on NXT with Brom. And then when it became unavoidable, then they started doing it, and the dog chants and and all of that. So just lean into it, WWE. Just lean into it and milk it.
They were calling him the dog-faced gremlin as well.
Yeah.
They'd taken that name and sort of put it on Bron, or the gimmick rather. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I could totally see some of that booking, like Anthony says. Great booking there. Genuinely think Cena is. You genuinely think Cena is winning that match? I disagree. I think it's going to be I think it's putting over Theory, and I think to have Cena win would be a mistake. Personally,
the crowd would boo it out of the stadium if that.
It's very obvious, though, isn't it, for Theory to win? Like, it feels a bit too.
Yeah, I would have said that. You think, although Sam, you think that they would boo for Cena winning?
I think they'll boo either way. I think if Theory wins, they'll boo for the right reasons because the heel has won. And it's like, boo, down with the bad guy, and you've just done this to our childhood hero, boo. But I think if Cena wins a title at Mania, those of us who like Cena might be happy about it. And I love Cena, and that would make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. But do you know what I want more than seeing that nice nostalgia pop is a new star to be cemented. So I wouldn't boo. I'll never boo Cena. I adore Cena, but I want Theory to win because I want Theory to go full on supervillain, and them to build this big ass star. That's what I want. I'm all about now making new stars, whether they're heels or faces, because that's the problem WWE has, making stars. We haven't got an issue. Do you know what I mean? We don't have an issue with nostalgia. We have it in bucket loads. We've been riding on it for 20 years. We need some new names. We need some new, I've made my point. That's what I want to see. Anything that puts over the newer guys in a way that creates a star is what I want to see, primarily.
I get that. It's just my worry would be if Cena loses, how many times can Cena lose before are you really putting someone over if they constantly lose when they come back? Because I think, when they did that thing where Dolph Ziggler seemed to be the gatekeeper for people coming up from NXT, and he would be the one that would fight every time there was someone new going, you've got to go through me, but then he'd lose every single time because Nakamura would get the best of him or whoever. And it was kind of like, what's your point here? Because every time you step up to someone, you get knocked down. When was the last time Cena won a one-on-one match?
I think that's the point as well.
Yeah.
Because some like for two reasons, 2 points. For starters, Cena's got a lot of making up to do, visions of the Nexus and things like that. Secondly, if he keeps losing, and John Cena's matches in WWE now are numbered. They are. And that's okay. Thanks for the memories, John Cena. That's okay. But I kind of like the idea of the character coming to terms with that. John Cena coming to terms with that and being like, do you know what? I keep losing. I'm going to do this one more time at WrestleMania 40. I'm going to have one more blowout. I have my final match there. Let's make it a good one and give him that one to win, maybe. Or let him lose that one too. But I like the idea of old man. I like this old man Cena thing they've been doing in recent years. I'm really into it because I feel like it's good storytelling. It's the sun is setting on his wrestling career, and for the most part, it's been great. And I want to see a really good conclusion to the story. And I don't mind if it's bittersweet. That's just me.
Yeah, no, I think that works, and I think Cena's big enough these days, anyway, to carry that and to go and to do the job for Theory, and it be all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's cemented his legacy, hasn't he? You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing to prove to nobody, Cena. Nothing to prove. Although he could just take it, he could cheat to win and turn heel, and we could get that like Cena heel run that we never got. Like if they did that, I'd be like, now what? Bloody hell! Although I always like the idea of a Cena heel turn where Cena doesn't know he's a heel. Does that make sense? Like where Cena's just become quite deluded and thinks he's still the hero when he isn't. But that's something for another day, I suppose. But yeah, that was always something I kind of like the idea of.
I think they nailed it with that the Firefly Funhouse match. I know it's not well received in all quarters, but I love the idea of seeing that alternate timeline where he was actually part of the NWO. Like I thought that was incredibly well done, and even to the extent where they released action figures of him wearing that T-shirt and stuff. And so I really enjoyed that side of things. But I think he's the one exception. There's so many times in my life, and I know we were talking about the film earlier, in The Dark Knight, where they have that line of, you live long enough to become the hero becomes a villain sort of thing. And it's always true, but I feel like John Cena is the exception. He's lived long enough to ride out the booze and be the villain, and is now will be the forever hero. I just think like that's his thing. He's turned people around, and the reaction he got on Monday. But yeah, I do agree with you. I do think he's got to give back now. He's in that stage of his career where you leave better than it was when you left it, sort of thing. And if that's putting over Theory, then so be it. But
it makes too much sense for Theory to go over. Do you know what I mean? Like it would be mind-boggling if they had Cena go over. It makes very little business sense because Cena's already there. Cena's already going to sell tickets. Cena's already going to, have a Mania moment.
Yeah. That Firefly Funhouse match, I'm glad you brought that up because that was, again, as a match, but as a piece of storytelling, as a creative work. And let's be the main takeaway from that was it was a savage character assassination of John Cena. Savage. Like you look at everything they did in that. Like part of me is amazed that the John Cena, of old, allowed that to happen because that subtly pointed out some rather uncomfortable truths about Cena and his career, like the golden shovel, comparing him to Hulk Hogan, and that whoever pitched that to Cena must have been, amazing. But what it shows me is that the fact that Cena was willing to agree to that Cena acknowledges the warts and all.
I think he is self-aware, yeah.
Yeah, and I think Cena knows full well now that his purpose in WWE is to leave it in a better position than he found it. And I think that's what he cares about more than anything. Because let's be honest about John Cena, he's one of the nicest human beings in history. That's one thing we know about him. The Make-A-Wish stuff, what he did for that little Ukrainian kid a while ago, like John Cena, never mind, he's going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame. John Cena's in my Hall of Fame as a human being. And so my point is, I think he's going to lay down to Theory. And I think the beginning of the end begins this Mania for Cena.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Coming up with the Steiners to face Cena the Raw after Mania would be a massive introduction. Have the Steiners coach him to win the title. Keep Cena loss protected whilst not putting Braun heel. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, like that. Cena has to win sometimes, and this one could make sense for Theory to win later on. Interesting points. Thank you, Anthony.
I'd agree with that if it wasn't Mania. Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
I was going to say, Dom, there's a question for you. I know we were talking about it earlier with not Bobby Lashley versus Bray's not. And it always seems to all roads lead back to Bray. But if would you be interested just because I just wonder if there's a way of doing it. You're not interested in a wrestling match, particularly because there just don't seem to be much going on. How would you feel about a Firefly Funhouse match where they go into Bobby Lashley's like character and failings and everything that's happened for him? Because there's quite a lot of storyline for Bobby Lashley in his career. I always thought it would be quite an interesting thing for Bray psychologically to really kind of like break people down, and you can kind of put on those. It doesn't even have to be a match. I know they finished it in the ring, but I would quite like to see them do what if Bobby Lashley didn't get beaten by Vince for the ECW title, or what if sort of stuff. And that's more what those Firefly Funhouse matches can be. You get to see an alternative timeline person.
Yeah, no, I'd be up for that. I'd be up for it personally, but I'm always, my argument is when I'm on the insiders is it has to appeal to the wider audience, and this is where Bray's missing the mark, and he has missed the mark, quite honestly, with everything but his cult leader days. I think, if I'm being realistic, the Firefly Funhouse worked in the pandemic era because it was entertainment in a time when we all needed it. Whether it was in the ring or on screen, you didn't mind if you were, it didn't matter if people were watching it on a screen because no one was in the arenas, or very few people were, whereas this is going to be a packed out crowd. What are they going to do? Watch the Titan? Like, I get what you're saying, and I absolutely agree that a Firefly Funhouse match would be the way to save this whole thing. But they need to have, if they're going to do it, it needs to be 90% or 80% ring work and 20% digital. Because
I've always liked. Oh, sorry, mate. Go on.
Go on. No. I'm just thinking they can't do it. I wish they could, but they can't do a Firefly Funhouse. Arguably, doesn't work in a post-pandemic era. I
love the idea of Firefly Funhouse matches. However, I want to see them on Raw or SmackDown. Put them on TV. That's fine. But at a pay-per-view, let me see an actual match. So what I kind of want so take away all the neon BS from that Mountain Dew match, and please don't anyone mention the Cinnamon Crunch thing to me. I don't want to hear it.
No.
But put that Killer Bray in there with Lashley, and let's have a fight. That's what I want to see. But then let's have some Uncle Howdy. But then in that match, let's have something that furthers this Uncle Howdy storyline to somewhere. Let's have some progression. Let's learn something. Let's something happen there. That's what, if they can do that, make that Terminator Predator Bray Wyatt that we saw Elimination Chamber, bring him back out. Or was it Royal Rumble? Which one was it? Was it Elimination Chamber?
When
Rumble was the lights out.
Right. Yeah. So let's see that against Lashley, because Lashley's a legit shooter. He's a killer. Let's see these two clash, but let's have some kind of Uncle Howdy stuff that furthers the story. That is how they can save this. Let's have a good match with some storyline. Let's make both men look good and make it entertaining. Otherwise, because we can't. Anything else is just a waste. I think anyway.
Rhea Ripley now in the ring. Interesting. So Rhea Ripley confronting Charlotte after a win. John Cena will be my favorite superstar always. Says wrong.
I feel like Todd and Huang are having their own personal conversation in the comments today.
Good though. It's good. I would love that. Thank you.
Oh, no one wants House of Horrors back, mate. No one wants House of Horrors back. Go ahead. Sorry, Andy.
I was just going to say, what's the favourite John Cena for the chat there? What's the favourite John Cena TV show or film?
Oh yeah, I loved Peacemaker. Peacemaker was great.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
He's good in is it Blockers? I know they changed the
Blockers
name.
was great. Yeah.
Is that where he was a parent trying to stop his kids having sex?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. And Fast and Furious. Let's be honest, they're not brilliant films, but when they revealed Cena was going to be in that as Dominic Toretto's brother, I just thought, yes, that's what I want to see for big dumb blockbuster movies, stuff like that. Not from high cinema, but from silly rubbish. That's what I want to see. I like that, Sassy. Decay's an awesome stable.
I love, comment from Michael, Peacemaker there. Out of interest, and it's an early point, what match or speculated match are you most excited for at Mania? Cody Roman, I think, for me.
I'm also into Finn Balor versus Edge in Hell in a Cell. That'd be awesome. What about you, Andy?
In terms of the spectacle, I think that Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul is actually going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
Because I think Logan Paul is going to get mercilessly booed.
Yeah, he is.
So,
I'm going to boo him, and I like it.
Therefore,
but I'm going to boo him for the right reasons. I'm going to boo him because he's the heel in that feud. We were talking about Logan Paul before, and one thing that I'd love to add on to, I agree with every word you said, and you touched on it yourself, but he's good. He can do it. That in my defense of Logan Paul, yes, there's all the eyes he gets on, there's all that stuff notwithstanding, it's the fact that he's actually good at it. No one can point at Logan Paul and say he's crap, he's bad at it. He's not. He's same with Bad Bunny, but I don't get why we always need to compare the two. Like Logan Paul, I think could be a full-time wrestler. I think he could do it. I'd be open to it. And I scoffed at him the first few times, and he proved me wrong. And I didn't want him to prove me wrong, so I ignored it. And then he proved me wrong again, and it's like, right, I can't argue a fact. He's good. I won't deny the evidence of my eyes and ears. He's very good at this.
He looks a superstar as well.
Yeah.
I know Bad Bunny did well in the ring because he did his, like the Poison Rhino or whatever. But when you actually look at Bad Bunny in the ring and you look at Logan Paul is just look.
Nope.
Oh, is Andy gone?
Oh, I thought it was me. It's usually me. Andy, they got you in right. What a pose.
Yeah, that's a nice pose. It's a nice pose you caught him in. Sorry, we caught you. You stopped in the middle there.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying, with Logan Paul, I think as a human being, he leaves a lot to be desired. I just don't, as Sam said, I just don't think you can kind of come at him about being in the ring. I think in the ring, he's just fantastic, as was proven.
I agree.
Against Roman Reigns, and if he puts that level of performance on against Seth, then it'll be an absolute classic. And I also can see his brother helping him win this time, just to get the headlines, because I think Jake Paul's starting to get a lot of headlines and make a bit of traction in the boxing world or mixed martial arts or whatever. I can see the Paul brothers kind of standing tall on that, unfortunately. But Seth can take that loss, even if it doesn't matter to him the result of that.
No, Seth's the kind of, he's a star no matter what, isn't he? Star no matter what. Want to just take a moment to thank you guys for being with us, whether you come back to this or whether you're with us right now. We really appreciate the amount of people that have been with us. Obviously, our very special guest, Andy and Sam. It looks like we are winding down. We're obviously into the last 15, 20 minutes of the show. At this point, what we do is we normally get everybody in the comments to give us their match of the night, performer of the night, and grade of the night. So get your thinking caps on and stick your performer of the night, your match of the night, and grade of the night in the comments. And I'll ask Sam and Andy to do that at the end of the stream. But yes, so just quickly, guys, obviously we're going into this we're going into these Usos, the Uso promo in the last 15 minutes. What do you think of tonight? What was tonight for you? Was it good? Was it average?
I think it's been good. It's been consistently good. It's not been brilliant, but for me, it's been consistently, good.
I like that, Andy.
I'll probably go for average because I thought Raw absolutely smashed it on Monday and really moved a lot of things forward, and it hasn't really felt like SmackDown's had the same. Even with this, unless we get the reconciliation between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I just don't see how it really progressed much today. We haven't got we haven't got an outright winner for the IC title. Ray and Dom progressed, but not to the point where there's a match confirmed. So I don't think we've actually had anything new come out of today in terms of a match for WrestleMania or anything like that. So I just wish there was a little bit more kind of throw it forward. So average for me.
I agree with you on that one. I'm more on Andy's side there. Yeah, totally agree with that.
I think a lot of things are defined by how they end, aren't they? So I'm curious to see what they do in this end too, because it's like you say, unless they do the Kevin Owens thing, how can it progress? But I feel like it's moved the needle a little bit in the sense that we've got a clearer, like it's all but confirmed the Ray and Dom stuff in it, and then the Sheamus, Drew, and Gunther thing, is that all but confirmed now? Because we came into this episode, all of us having different opinions about that, and I feel like we've come away from it fairly certain what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do see your point. I think there are again certain views that are really lacking. I mean, what's Bray doing at Mania? What's Lashley doing at Mania? We're not any clearer about that. Are we getting Edge and Balor? I know there's been a challenge, but they need to start building that. 22 days is not a long time to build.
That's happening on Raw, isn't it?
That's a Raw thing.
The acceptance of it, yeah.
Yeah, because you're right, Dom. I think what the brand split isn't absolute at the moment, is it? Especially not in the run up to Mania.
No, it's not existing. Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, we're seeing people all over the place now, which is good. Which is cool. It feels like show 1 and show 2, without either one of them being, the number one, or I mean that arbitrarily. So I think anything can happen on Raw or SmackDown. I like to just include them as like the A and B of the same show now, just spread over a week. For me, anyway. That was amazing. The super kick from Jay. Gee, we knew it would come though, didn't we?
Cody Rhodes coming out there to save Sami, so I think that tag team match is a great shout. I think we'll probably get that on Raw, like Sam said. Before that, War Raiders match of the night opening match. Great Night 6, no Bray Wyatt, and need more storytelling towards Mania. I agree with all that. I think it's 6 for me. I'd say Viking Raiders or Ricochet. Ricochet is always good. Ricochet probably my performer. Yeah. Well, let's just call this promo from Jey Uso. Sami chance now. I have to say this was a 5, and the Vikings were the best tonight. A match, maybe the first yet.
I wasn't a fan of that first match. I thought it was a bit, a bit lackluster. It was missing something, and I wasn't a big fan of the kind of screwy finish of 2 people pinning people at the same time.
Yeah, I think it was creatively devoid. I still think my fantasy booking of one of them, of Drew win it and then Sheamus get frustrated, would have been a better way to go, because that's what they teased last week. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I don't know.
Yeah, this is for me. It was pretty poor. I wasn't watching, but there was no promoter advertising a match with a new title name. Shazam promotion, level up, tweak. Need another baggie. Jey Uso asking the crowd what they would do. I'm assuming, obviously, with that family link, that family connection.
I think Tony Khan just gets nervous on camera. You know what I mean? I think, but he's, people who fancy themselves comedians like us are going to have an absolute field day with that.
Jey Uso making an excellent point. What would you do for your family? That's he's saying, as if he wasn't actually ever going to side with Sami because, of course, the bloodline is family.
But he's not saying Sami's wrong, is he, though? Do you know what I mean? That's what I like. He's saying, yes, obviously I've sided with my family, but he's not actually
We just said
Jey
because
Uso.
I had to, because
Yeah.
and it keeps it nice and open, because I know we spoke about it. I can't remember if it was last week or previously, where to me the story needs to finish with Jey and Roman. That's the
100%.
culmination of it all.
Yeah.
And they've left it enough open to say, I did this because as much as I love Sami, I can't let Roman destroy Jimmy the way he tries to destroy everyone. So I kind of had to have his back on this one.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful bit of storytelling there. Well done. Well, great point, Andy. Yeah.
Yeah. Roman has to end up alone here. I think what they might do now, and I've said this before, but I think I like the idea now of Roman punishing Jey for leaving them or for making them wait or deserting them for a while. I love or does Roman punish Jimmy for that? And does that push Jey over the edge? But I do think this ends with them losing their titles, maybe night 1 of Mania, and the 3 of them abandoning Roman night 2. So Roman has to face Cody man on man and lose. I think my stream's died again.
Good old BT Sport.
And you two keep pausing, so I know I think it's my internet. So because every now and then one of you moves and stops.
So Jey Uso saying Sami's selfish, that he never understood what it was like to be family.
Have we got a match coming here, or is this an angle?
No, we got 5 minutes till the end, haven't we?
I was going to say, yeah.
All right, so I think this is setting up a tag match for Raw, like you called the Usos versus Sami and Usos versus Sami and Cody. And Cody's coming out.
Adrenaline in my soul.
Cody Rhodes.
I knew that was coming there. Was it every thought out of control? Was that the next line?
I think so.
Let's just go Cody Rhodes. I prefer that.
Yeah, it is every thought out of control.
I'm just going to do it your way. Cody Rhodes.
Make sure you get that whoa bit. Like,
yeah.
whoa.
If you're frustrated by the outcome of the Sheamus Drew match, wait till next week when they draw.
Oh, 100%. Or they'll get beaten up by Imperium.
Why is Cody dressed like he's going through a breakfast deal in Central Park? Well, that was very specific, wasn't it?
Cody chants, Cody's so over.
Yeah. They'll be so relieved about that, won't they?
Jimmy warning Cody off the ring. Cody looks great, man. Look at that. Look at that suit. Look at that shirt and waistcoat.
Jimmy scream.
Cody's getting ready. Cody's getting ready to get in the ring with you. There's Sami. And now Cody's in. This is cool. Cody and Sami. There you go. Sami and Cody taking out the Usos.
Cody's so ripped he can't even get his shirt off his wrists.
The Usos taking out.
I don't know why he dresses like that when he knows it's going to come off.
I mean, he still can't get it off his wrist. It's stuck on there. He's fighting with it on one wrist.
Oh, he ripped it off. Ripped off the shirt. The shirt cuff is still there.
He looks great, to be fair to him. He looks superb. He was a lot thinner many years ago. He put on a lot of size, I think, to compete for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship a while ago.
Well, apparently he's done. When he was out injured with his pec injury, he was saying there was only certain things he was allowed to do. So I heard him on. I think it was is it the After the Bell with the podcast that they do with Corey, and he's saying that he's hired is his wife Brandy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he's got like 2 or 3 of her team, which is like the nutritionists and like sort of things have like now been hired into his as well. And he's got his like body fat percentages like the lowest it's ever been. So he's like just absolutely ripped instead.
Nice. Well, that is SmackDown for March the 10th. I'm going to say a 6 for that, guys. I'm going to say the Viking Raiders were great. Viking Raiders were really fantastic tonight. Really impressed with those guys. I would say, for me, match of the night, possibly the Viking Raiders versus Ricochet, which doesn't really say much for the SmackDown. What about you guys? What are you saying for this?
I'm going to agree with you. Sorry, my stream froze.
Go on.
Sorry, guys, my stream froze. So I don't know if the two of us were talking at once. Sorry.
Andy, do you want to go first, mate?
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'll go with 6 as well. I mean, I'd probably give Ray Performer of the week just because in honor of him going into Hall of Fame. And I liked the kind of duck out of Dom's way to kind of set up a little bit more. And I thought match of the night. I don't think there was any kind of sterling matches, which is a bit of a shame. What was the? I quite enjoyed the Legado del Fantasma match. I thought that was all right.
Yeah. Legado are great, man. I do like Legado a lot. Legado are fantastic. Actually, you know what? Yeah, the Judgment Day Legado stuff. Yeah, it was good. I'm gonna give it. Yeah, it's a great shout. Sami, you still with us? Your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, my bloody stream's working now. Sorry, I must have been like chip everywhere. Right, yeah. I'm going to agree. I think 6.5 because I'm actually comfortable with the storytelling progression. I know it wasn't overt, but I think they sprinkled just enough seeds for it to sprout just enough. You know. You can call me by my name and AW calls me daddy. Sorry, I just had to read that out. But I'm going to give the... sorry, I'll put it on screen so people can see it. So I'm going to 6.5, same match as you guys, but I'm going to go with Braun Strowman because I don't think I've ever seen him look that good. And I felt like I buried him a little bit as well. And I feel like while I was burying him, he was doing really, really well. So, sorry, Braun. There you go.
Yeah, Braun and Ricochet really did do well tonight. Let's give it to them.
Yeah,
they did really well. Let's see what else we got in the comments. Having Sam and Cody together, not a good idea. So no, I think it is. I think they're okay.
I think it is. I think it's building the idea of. I think it's doing a lot to make sure the audience are accepting Cody, and it's working because they are. I think everything they've done in recent weeks, because there's some people who are like, if it's not Sami, then nobody. There's a few people doing that. So the fact that they've kind of, they're getting the fans to say, no, this is the story we're telling, and this is why, look, Sami's involved still. We're not burying Sami, because I agree with this story. It's a good story. Let them tell it. So I think putting Sami and Cody together is the right thing, because Sami's got some stuff to do at Mania. Cody's got stuff to do at Mania. It's all connected, but we can't have Sami getting in Cody's way. You know what I mean? I think.
I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think it's a clear route. It's a clear route for Cody to Mania and a clear route for Sami and Kevin. I think this is just a stopgap.
Exactly.
Kevin Owens will side with Sami possibly as soon as next week. and we'll start to see that take shape. I think you're all stylish fellows, but imagine you all have the same issues when in your boudoirs with your partner of choice trying to take it over your cuffs. You talk about shirts and trying to get shirts off.
I told him we just do it with them on.
Yeah. We just do it with them on. Yeah.
I ain't wasting time on cufflinks when business needs to be done, Am.
Absolutely. Anthony's got a little bit longer left in him. Is that the lyrics? Thanks, man.
Yes.
There we go. Whoa! Right, guys. I don't know if there's anything else more we can do. I have got to get up in like 4 hours. I got a doctor's appointment. Oh, maybe not 4, maybe 5. But yeah. So I think we're good. I think that's good. If that's all right with everybody in the chat, I think we will clear out. I think it's been a average SmackDown with some decent matches, some not so decent. Like I say, that Intercontinental Championship match that could have been so much more, but I understand why they're going the direction they're going with Sheamus and Drew. What else? We get Charlotte and Rhea. That could have been better. Rhea's obviously still looking dominant, which I suppose is what they want. Cody and Sami looked good to end out SmackDown. That was good. Yeah, that was all right. Yeah, it's all right. Wasn't that great, though? But regardless, It's been a pleasure.
What was great, Dom?
What's that, mate?
The interactions from the people watching.
It was the chat. Thank you very much, Andy. Yeah, you see, this is why you're here, because I'm trying my best not to fall asleep. Not because of you guys, because you guys do keep me engaged, and the chat keeps me engaged as well. But it has been a long day. So thank you, Andy, for bringing that up. Thank you to the chat for all of your engagements. We really appreciate it. Wrestle Story are covering Rampage. Wonderful time to send Holy Yeah Love their way. Absolutely. I haven't actually linked to the Wrestle Story yet, so I can use the last few minutes of the chat to do that. So we will link to the Wrestle Story. If you can help them get to 1,000 subscribers, that will help. They are the hosts for our WrestleMania. They are currently on 929. So go and subscribe to them if you have not done so yet. There's now a YouTube link in the comments for everybody. It's already been done. So yeah, go check them out. They're covering Rampage. Go and support those guys. And Andy is on Rush. Go check out Rush on Rock for Andy's wonderful feature writing. Go check out Andrew Spores and Wrestling Royalty, the one and the same. Go and subscribe to that channel. Support Andy because he's a legend. Thank you for being here. I love your takes. Sam, always a pleasure, mate. Never a chore. Thank you for everything. Is there anything else you guys, either of you, would like to plug before we finish up today? Andy, we'll start with you.
No, not at the moment. Well, plenty of content going out on Russian Rock, as you say. Follow me on Twitter to see either wrestling or Newcastle United, probably. I tweet about them, so you'll probably see me very upset on Sunday if we lose. But no, not really. I would, however, request, Dom, for my final request for the night. Could you say the most famous quote from E.T. for me?
What, E.T. Phone Home?
Yeah, but can you do it in a proper whole accent?
E.T. Phone Home.
Perfect.
Is that what you wanted?
We're laughing with you, mate, not at you.
My pleasure to provide you with such entertainment, Andy. It's the least I can do. Well, thank you all for joining us. This has been SmackDown for March 10th. My name is Dom. That guy is Sam. Go and support WrestleSphere. Go and support Andy. Our tweets there. Help us out. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Shazam! No. I'll see you guys later. Oh yeah! Bye guys. See you later. It's been fun. Bye. I haven't done the outro yet. Where we go? Shotzi, yeah.
Are we still here?
Hello, this is Shotzi Blackheart, and welcome to Gimme a Whole Yeah! I hope everyone checking this out in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day. Ow, ow, ow!